I feel like you have a lot to say.
You got a lot to say.
My face just says it all.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it just depends. Okay, start from where the person's from.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la.
Okay. Somewhere completely opposite to where you're from.
I don't know, he's like Malaysian.
Yeah.
If I'm in love,
Yeah.
I would follow my heart.
It's a really, really.
But it's not you,
Like,
it's your parents that's the problem. Yeah, it's your
Yeah.
parents. It's not you.
It depends. You know,
How would you go about it? Yeah. What would you do?
I'd see a man. I'd see a sheikh.
I'd drop some serums. I'd drop some serums on them. I'd drop some serums on them.
Okay, no, seriously, I'll have to, okay, it depends on my age. Like, if I'm old enough, I'll sit my parents down.
Yeah.
Mommy, daddy, Abi, Umi,
Yeah.
tell you, there's this guy, and if he meets the Islamic criteria, I'll tell them, like, they kind of have no objection.
Yeah.
If he meets the right, if he's Muslim, he's educated, he's not poor, or surviving, like he's okay, he can fend for me. Because I remember Islamic people marry someone that can take care of you the way your dad would. So
Yeah.
as long as he fits all the right spots, then I would find a way to make my parents understand. But if they don't, sorry, boy, bye.
They
Really?
don't advise the police. So you would listen to your parents?
At the end of the day.
I feel like you can play with your parents. Like I feel like my parents would understand ultimately. Like if when you have like a toy and you're like, no, but basically, I feel like we haven't even been brought up in our cultures. Like I don't really feel 100% Sudanese. Like if I go to Sudan, they're gonna be like, this is the.
You see, but that's different.
Not
It's
even-
to you.
yeah.
Coming from Sudan, whereas I'm Nigerian. I'm
Yeah.
proper Nigerian.
Yeah.
If I go to my mom and be like, there's this guy, he's from England and he's British and he's Muslim, but she would reason with me,
Yeah.
but my dad's very cultured. He would ask you, what's wrong with everyone at home?
You know? Thing is, I've actually just kind of like discussed this potentially with my parents because I have I'm Nigerian as well, and I think with the culture, I think most people's cultures here is that if it's a guy that wants to marry outside of the culture, it's fine because like traditionally the guy brings the girl into the family, but when it's like the girl wanting to marry someone else, like well, with my family, I know she was saying that I'm gonna be a bit iffy about it, and I think the way I've gone about it before has not been all that great. I think with
Like anger or like frustration.
we've had many discussions about it, my mom and I. So the first few discussions were kind of like that, but then, as time progresses and you develop as a person and such, you learn to be patient. Because at the end of the day, I think with my case, I would just learn to be patient because if he's in your cupboard, it will happen.
Yeah, that's true.
And the thing is, they say marry for 4, and race isn't one of them. And like I know that if your parents are objecting based on race, you are allowed to go to an imam and he can be your wali and you can get it done. But like, you shouldn't you do your best to keep things good with your parents and with your family. So what I would do is baby steps, like introduce him, like this is my friend, can you come for dinner?
At the end of the day, you have to think of where you are and where you're coming from and how your family and everyone around you is.
Yeah.
For example, if you live in England, and you're around English society and everything, they would see reason with you. If you're typically African, you have to. It's different.
Yeah,
it's your Asian. It's like going. For example, I have Pakistani friends. I have a friend who has had an experience, and she wanted to marry this guy who was from Africa, but her parents were not even having it. He fit criteria. He had everything, but at the end of the day, her dad said, "I would disown you if you married someone that was African." And she would cry and cry, and I tell her at the end of the day, there's this thing about parents. When they speak, it follows.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's my African mentality, but that's just it.
That's true.
When they tell you don't, just don't.
Yeah.
When
I
they-
feel like they're there to protect you,
Thank you.
and they know, like, as much as we hate it, they do know a lot more in this world about the world than we do. So it's kind of like a balanced argument because
But don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
some parents are kind of but
I
just
get
to
what
be,
you're trying to
but
say,
just
yeah.
to be like on the realistic page,
Yeah.
if they say don't. But if you're adamant, like I want him, pray about it.
Yeah,
It's Torah. Pray about it. Wake up at 12
Yeah, and then
in the
God
morning.
will make it easier for you.
Thank you. If you're gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Because at the end of the day, there's a part in the Quran, like when you're praying, you say, if he's meant for me, let him stay.
Yeah.
If he's not, let him go.
Yeah.
You might wake up in the morning and he's gone.
That's actually very true. I feel like istikhara makes your life easy because if your parents say no, that means it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's like a sign, but it's like, no, he's not good for you. So
Yeah.
like,
I think I just stick with the model. It's not a model, but it's what Allah said. I will not place a burden that's more than you can bear.
yeah, sure, very true.
So if you just have that in mind, just follow that.
Yeah.
But if you're in love, you can be all cool about it and follow your heart.
I mean, you can't be.
I think you have to balance. Sorry, I think you
Yeah.
have to balance it out.
Yeah, I don't think there's no love before marriage though. I think you fall into love after marriage.
I agree with that. I completely agree with that. I also
You will like
yeah.
someone a lot.
Yeah.
Proper like
Like
Yeah.
him
But love actually comes after
after
marriage.
Yeah.
because Allah puts barakah
Yeah,
in
and
marriage.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
But then the thing is, like, the love people talk about before marriage, I think, like, yeah, it's emotion, but I also think it's a choice. Like, think about all the
But you know, it's
divorces
all about
these days.
modernization.
Yes.
Usually, you wouldn't even, if we had to follow the normal way, you wouldn't even meet the guy you're going to marry. Physically.
Yeah.
It's probably
Yeah.
blocked or he's probably given to you. Like in the times of the Prophet, they just, okay, it's not like they call you up and say, hey, I got this guy. But it's like,
It was arranged.
or my dad just sees your sees his friend's daughter. It's like, oh, my son. And then they go home and then they set it and then they call you and tell you, you're getting married.
But at that time, you could trust the people that they would
trust
come
their
to you with good proposals. But I feel like this day and age is not the same.
You can
No, sometimes yes.
try that.
So many people have so much baggage with them that they try so hard to hide. And, like, you won't, I don't know, like, obviously, I don't know what I'm trying to say. But I think it was about how, with back then, it's authentic. Like,
Yes,
And
you
back then, like,
yeah.
but still, no, it wasn't certified back then as well.
But you know, people know of each other in
Yeah.
those community
Yeah.
areas because they're really small villages or whatever.
But then now it's
So you
now
know
it's
outside
it's
the world.
grown.
Now people just know people through Facebook
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
social
Oh,
media.
social media,
So they don't
definitely.
know the real you.
Yeah.
They just know
Yeah.
what people want to see about you.
Yeah.
So whereas
Yeah.
back then, people knew you for you and
Yeah.
how you actually are.
The actual character.
Yeah.
But I completely agree with what you said about like moms and like, because it's true, every time my mom tells me not to do something, like something bad will happen, like I'll lose my phone that day, or you know what I mean, and it just messes up everything. But at the same time, I feel like it has the reasons for why my parents are saying no. My parents have raised me in a way where like every time they've said no about something, they've explained to me why. So like we need to have a discussion. It can't just be like no and that's it. Like it needs to be like why. I mean, if it's part of like our culture and stuff, then okay, I understand. But if it's like some sort of prejudice towards or like discrimination against like another race,
I think we also have
then
to
it's
remember.
kind of like an issue something that you can open your parents' minds up about, because like obviously in their day and age, like they didn't live in such a diverse community. Like we have so many like friends from all over the globe, and maybe our parents like didn't have that opportunity in life. So who knows? Like you could actually be doing something good. You can kind of work with your parents in a way that they want some sort of security from you. So like they would want to show that the guy's stable, or the guy's not going to leave you as soon as, I don't know, you get pregnant or things like that. And like,
Bye.
it's a way to work with your parents. And if you know which your parent is easier, let's say, I think my mum's easier, actually, but let's say my mum, I'd be like, I'm interested in this guy, you know, he's from a different background. She'll be like, oh, what does he do? What does he want to do? What's his future plans? That sort of thing. So you can kind of work with your parents. That's what I think. It's like half and half. Like with the whole religion thing, I think they can't really say no because it's you can't oppose anyone unless it's against thee.
But then you just always have to remember not all parents are the same.
Yeah.
We have all, okay, let's just sit down and look at all of us. Yes, we've all been raised by parents that are caring, loving, Islamic, mashallah, everything.
Yeah.
But then you have to look at the brighter side. Some parents put culture over religion.
Yeah,
They do. That's very true. They do.
No offense, but it's like most Asian families.
Yeah.
They put culture over. So it's like, even if he's Muslim, it's not because he's not Punjabi. No.
No, it's true. It happens.
Culture
in
clash.
And
society.
there are some parents that you can't even, like, the kids are literally terrified. They can't even speak to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're so
Yeah.
scared because you're thinking of what my dad's gonna say, what my mom's gonna say, so you end up losing your mind or do something crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
I mean, there are also
Yeah.
political factors. I mean, it's kind of like I have an Iraqi friend, and she like this Irani guy, and obviously, like, with the background of those two countries, like, it wouldn't, like, her parents would never ever say yes. So you just have to kind of be aware of those things beforehand. So kind of like also with Palestinians as well, because of the whole regional conflict, a lot of people try to marry within the bloodline just to like continue it. So, you know, just like to keep the Palestinian lineage alive. So it depends, like some things like that can be more like political and not as much like to do with religion. So that's probably
at the end of the day, it just varies. Like, the thing keeps broad, like, things open and broaden, and everything is just diverse nowadays. So.
True. But I think one thing I'm worried about is not really my parents accepting the guy, but really his family accepting me. You know, they might be like, what is this? Like,
Nowadays they have a lot of like I don't know, they've got lists of what they want in people.
Yeah,
So
and
like-
especially with women, like
Yeah.
they expect so much out of women. In comparison,
in
in comparison to the guy, all the guy really needs to do is have a stable job. But like us, I feel like there's a lot of like.
I think it differs.
Yes, I agree.
Because
Yeah, it depends on what type
If-
of family you get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for me, if I'm with someone and I'm getting married, I'm not really worried about how they take me in, because I believe if you're in love with your son, you would think he would make the right choice.
love with your son. In love with your son. In love with your son.
But then again, my mom always says is that you marry the family as well. My mom always tells me that you marry the family as well. And if anything happens, and so many stories you hear about, like how the mom turns against the daughter and like all this stuff.
Yeah,
You don't hear it as much with men. You don't hear like the dad turning against the son. You know what I mean? It doesn't happen.
But then at the end of the day, the mom and the son, they have this.
Look, the guy you
Yeah,
marry, you're
that's
marrying
what I
into the
mean.
family as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You're marrying his mom too.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I'm saying. My mom says
So if she doesn't like you, then you're done basically.
Yeah.
I think from day one you should build on your relationship with your mother-in-law. Like, you should communicate with her as you would communicate with your own
But when
mother.
she hates you.
Well, you need to talk to her.
Yeah, 100%. Sorry, that's
Like,
not
maybe
me.
don't approach them in like anger, the way you're kind of, if you're short
Treat her
tempered.
nice. She'll get over
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
treat her nice, maybe like give her flowers, or you know, before you're about to talk to her,
and don't
things
make
like
your
that.
husband the middleman.
Yeah, that's
You-
But
what
he'll
you-
always be dragged in.
He will, but that's
Regardless.
not fair on him. So you need to make the extra effort to talk to him.
Mashallah, you'd make her a great wife.
I think you should treat your mother-in-law like you would treat your mother, because even though you're married to him and you're married to his family, they become your parents too.
Yeah.
You should be able to be
Yeah,
able
my
to
dad
like, go to them for guidance the same way you go to your parents. Obviously, like when you marry someone else, that their parents will be completely different to your parents and your upbringing. But it's just like if you meet a new person, just get to know them.
I'm not gonna lie, like get really close with his parents, so then if he says anything, they got your back as well. So it's kind of like,
Or maybe also get your siblings involved, because they can probably back you up. If they're on your side and they like the person that you want to marry, and they're all good, they can do that. Oh, their parents would be like, oh, what do you think of this guy? Do you know about him? Then it'll slide in and make it easier. My siblings like 10, so I think
Older than you,
but yeah, that can help a lot in getting marriages and
different.
Gay marriages.
You know what I mean?
Gay marriages.
But I can
Guys have it
imagine
easier anyway.
Honestly, guys,
I
have
like
to-
him.
Yeah. I
A
think
guy will always be able to push his parents to a certain extent to make them accept it. Whereas with a girl, it's
they have to
still
try
a
to
bit.
Yeah.
It's just long.
But then again, I feel like as females, we do get emotionally caught up in just the
Both sides.
romance of things. Yeah. So, oh my god, he's cute. Like, so, but why that? He's basically.
Like so rich.
I never thought I would get like a Brad Pitt, you know.
the guys
So,
are totally cute.
yeah, don't ruin my Angelina Jolie moment. So they did break up. So I'm sorry. That's really sad.
She's not gonna watch this. It's cool.
No, but they weren't together for a while, so.
Yeah, but like, you know.
Look how our topic changed from marriage to Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, we don't get to the topic, but
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of children. Sorry.
Adopted.
Oh, children. Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's still about marriage at the end of the day. I mean, you know, I feel like interracial marriages are so beautiful. Like when I see like all these like amazing mixes and like I feel like the world in like I don't know the year 3000 it's gonna be like literally everyone is mixed and I feel like that.
I think you can learn a lot as well.
Yeah.
Different cultures. If you're marrying to another culture, you can learn about each other's cultures.
Yeah.
That's how people become open-minded.
Yeah.
Like, even in uni, let's say if you meet someone that's another race and like you're hanging around, you ask questions about different races and what they do and what kind of differences there are, and you learn literally so much rather than marrying into the similar religion, not religion, sorry, race. So like I think
I think time's evolving.
Yeah.
Everything's changing.
It's
Like at this point,
modernizing,
if my kid should come and say, "Oh, mom, I got this guy," where's he from? And she goes, "Oh, he's like Asian." I'm like, "Hey, okay."
our generation will be a lot more.
Yeah, definitely.
Understanding the
Yeah.
situation.
Because we've kind of been not through it, but we can, you know, what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And that's what
We'll do better by our children.
Yeah. But no, I would love to marry. It's kind of it's like a weird situation because like I would love someone to understand like my parents' culture and like where they're from and everything. But I would also love to like delve into like a completely new situation. So like getting married to someone who's like Chinese, like hello, like I know nothing about your culture, but it'd be really nice to see.
But I feel like we're very open-minded. But
You know,
No,
Oh,
I really, it's cool. I just don't think it should be based on culture. No way. This time is more about the character. If you find a good person, then you're lucky that you find a good person.
Very
that's deep.
Whether you like it or not. The fight afterwards is something else. But you just right now in this generation, in this time, it's just hard to find someone that's on the deal with good character.
Yeah. And even if they're on the dean, you don't want it to be the point where it's like, oh, you know, so on the dean to the point that it's like
no
might,
no joking.
might
But it's
just
just
might
it's
just
like
not
like
be. I don't know.
would you want your son to be like him?
Yeah.
Basically, that answers your question.
Yeah, legit. But I think
If you can see your son being like him, then halas, you found the one. But if you can't, then sorry, he's not the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just deen, it's what's the word, akhlaq. So,
Yes.
Same thing.
so it's like, as long as they have both, then it's, because some
And
people have
humanity.
deen and then they're missing that part.
My
So,
aunt used to tell me, as long as if he has that one, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, even if he's, you know, somewhere in Hong Kong. Well, okay. Good to know. And then you sit down and think, what would my grandma think? What if I brought this guy? What would she tell me? Would she be okay about it? And stuff.
The thing is, though, I haven't visited Sudan in like 7 years, so I haven't even really seen my family like for like my extended family probably for ages, because most of them live in like Saudi Arabia. So I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't worry too much about like I would worry most about parents, and then get to. Because if your parents are on board, then they can spread the message. He's cool, he's cool, he's cool. Chinese whispers, you know what I mean? Everyone's gonna be excited to meet him, like, oh, we got a white boy in the family. Like everyone's gonna be like in Sudan, whenever there's like a white person person, everyone treats them like they're like, I don't know, lathered in gold, which is like, come on, guys, relax. You know what I mean? You come to the UK, they're not that. You know, I'm joking. But you know what I mean? But like, so I feel like, yeah, cultures are cool.
But do you know what I find really interesting is sometimes your parents will be cool with it, but then there'll be other people that influence your parents' decisions.
That's auntie. That auntie in the mall.
Yeah, like your parents will be like, I'm
They'll be
cool
on
with
this
it.
side, yeah.
I'm
They
cool
just say
with
that
it.
auntie.
And like, you're letting your girl marry? Like,
No, don't you know? I have a story from This is what happened. This is the case study right here. They found
For example, it was an African marriage. Oh, you know these Western people.
yes,
Westernized.
yes.
They don't know what they're talking about.
They like things on TV.
But they're saying the same things about us that Shaitan is working on us, you know. Seeing, you know. Because it's hard nowadays to know, like, if this person is even being genuine. Because, like, they can act the, you know, walk the walk, talk the talk, but then it's like, exactly. I mean, even me, like, for a few 5 minutes, you know, with someone, you can amplify yourself. You're not even, they say you're not meeting the person when you first meet them, you're meeting their representative. You're not actually meeting them.
Yeah.
So you have to wait for quite a while to even get to.
I just feel like sometimes when you're with someone, you don't need that much time. You just need to go for it, ask the person, what are we in this for?
What are your intentions?
Yeah, where are we going?
Questions.
You have to ask right.
That is very interesting.
Where are we going? Because
You kind of
there's no
drop
time for
the
this lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
Where are we going? What's happening? Where's this? Especially if he's from another background. Okay, see, this is where we're gonna have an issue.
Yeah.
My parents are South Africans. You guys are okay. For
Yeah.
example, you're British. Your family are probably more accepting. They're all more open-minded. But I'm a lady. Like I'm female. It's a little different. For example, my brother came with someone from America. Ooh. Girl, no problem. Yeah. But then my mom would be like, oh, that's okay. You know.
She'll get just.
She'll be fine. She'll adjust. She's a lady.
You know why? Do you know why? It's because the children they'll have will still have his name. Like they'll still follow him
That's
in his
true.
bloodline, which is why it's not that much of a problem when it comes to men.
But
But it's also as well as the girl, the kids that she has with the guy, it will be
Yeah,
his
more
kids.
influence of
You know what I mean? That's why it's a massive deal in some cultures. Sorry, carry on. You were saying something.
At the end of the day, as long as you know what you're in it for, and you're ready to take it forward, then okay, fine.
See, I wish kids did that because, like, I feel like nowadays people just start like liking each other and like get really deep into things, and then all of a sudden they realize, oh crap, we can't actually do anything about it. So it's like, why go all the way to level 100? You know what I mean? How about you pause and like
stop at 10.
You know what I mean?
Hold on.
You know, honestly, like the race of life, it's like slow and steady wins the race. And like I feel like these days nobody has the patience that want to get to know each other, you know. This concept about the friend thing, like sometimes it really annoys me because I saw this meme one time. It's like she's like, "Oh, I want to marry my best friend," and then she's like, "Oh, we're best friends. I don't want to take it into a relationship." And it's like, okay, but what you want? You know, nobody wants to be friends first. Like if you actually do want to get to that level of relationship where like it's this is my best friend and it's also my partner. I can go to them about anything. Like be patient. Just try. Obviously pray. Obviously good because prayer is the best thing to put, barricade into it. Go about it as loud as possible, but don't go 0 to 100 real quick. Legit, like what you said. Stop at 10. Then go to 10. Yeah. Go to 20,
But I feel like the concept of arranged marriage can kind of be played into this. So, for example, if you do like someone, I think in the initial stages you should kind of introduce them to your parents so they're in the loop of things and then get to know them. Because technically, I'm not saying it would be the halal way, but your parents will know who this person is. And if they're like no, then you can stop there and then because
At least they know about it.
at least they know about it. And then if they're like, maybe I don't mind you getting to know them, then go ahead, and they'll still be in the group of things.
And if they meet them, the person that you want to marry,
Yeah.
they might feel more comfortable in the way they are, and the way they
Yeah.
act around them.
And they'll be like, oh, I do like this person.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
if you
It
do
might
intend
change
to
it.
get married, then
Because if you say your guy's from, I don't know, South London and he's from some sort of area, they're going to be like, sorry, what area?
Yeah.
And that's known to be like some sort of gangster area. They're going to be like, no, straight away, or with the whole stereotype. And if you meet them,
yeah.
they're going to be like totally different by the way their mannerisms are and the sort of things like that. So it just works.
I definitely agree. So I feel like you need to kind of introduce your parents in the initial stages. Oh,
No, that's a really good idea. Yeah, definitely.
That's fine if you're like you're both on the same page. Like everybody has to be on the same page.
Yeah.
So we're all for interracial marriage.
Yeah! If anything, I would love to do be the Black Angelina Jolie thing, going back to that, and having adopting lots of
I look after your kids.
I'll have